Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I am excited to be here as always. And at the top of the hour, even with daylight savings time, we are moving forward. Today is a beautiful day. I just thought of Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Don't ask me why that came to mind, but it is relevant. Hashtag replay is for real. Please like, share, subscribe, heart, comment. Your feedback is appreciated. Your thoughts are appreciated. And your views and likes and subscriptions are appreciated on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Stories with Keishan, as well as my personal Facebook page. So, I am Keishan, your human resource. Your human resource. I help people see the possibilities in what they think is impossible. I am disrupting HR. I am disrupting leadership. I am disrupting you. Because all this time I've been disrupting myself. Crazy. So I quit my job, wrote a book. Now it's time to pivot. What does that mean and what does that look like? So as I was preparing, what came to mind right off the bat was springtime. And springtime is connected to seasons. So as I think about this transition from fall, winter, spring, and then summer, and by the time I get back around to fall again, it will be a complete revolution. So nothing remains the same. That's one thing that came to mind. Nothing stays the same. But not only that, it is time to pivot. The seasons tell us it's time to shift, pivot, and it's evident it's time to pivot, time to shift. So from the time we're born, the process of growth and development begins. Seasons are indicators of change. Winter, there's snow. The spring, there's rain and planting. The summer, the sun shines. And then the fall is the harvest. So this has definitely been a time in this season that I'm in right now as we begin to pivot and shift, it has been a time of planting for me. Planting and watering. What does that mean? Planting seeds into others, words of encouragement, helping people in those endeavors that they have begun. And so I have committed myself to helping others achieve their goals, reach their desired results. That includes teaching. And one thing I realized, as we all do, when it comes to planting seeds, there is also fertilization that takes place. And we know what fertilization is. It's stinky manure. It's dirt and all this other kind of stuff all mixed in that's supposed to make us stronger. That's supposed to help the seeds grow. Let me correct that. That's supposed to help the seeds grow. And believe it or not, as we go through life, the planting, the watering, all of that is a part of the process. Even the fertilizer. We encounter situations that does not feel good or don't feel good, and then we have to figure out what to do. Do we shake off the dust and keep moving? Do we address the dirtiness that comes our way, the fertilizer that comes our way? Or do we just take it as what it is to help us grow? So Now that it's time to pivot, one thing I will say as I continue in this space is that the planting will continue. I've been watching these commercials, and what happens in these commercials, they will take a plant. They'll show onions and celery and carrots and garlic and these different plants that grow in dirt. And they tell you how to take a plant or vegetable that you buy from the store and reproduce it so that you'll always have something to eat. That's what the Bible tells us, that we are to be disciples and duplicate efforts. And even from the standpoint of in corporate settings or settings outside of the church, we still are supposed to be planting and fertilizing and watering to develop for the purpose of growth. So now that I'm pivoting and seeing the fruits, seeing those roots go deep and seeing the plants begin to sprout, one thing I will say is that I will continue in that endeavor. I also learned that it's not in my season, it's not in my time, but it's in God's timing. And sometimes we get impatient and we try to pull up the plant before the roots have really taken shape. And then what happens? It dies. The plant dies because the nourishment is no longer there. The watering is no longer there. The fertilizer is no longer there. It just dies. And that's what we do sometimes with our ideas and things that we share with people, because it may be pulled up and uprooted and then it dies. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? What it means for me is that instead of pulling up the plant that has taken root, you let it sit there, and germinate just keeps coming to mind. Germinate. And I'm like, is that the right word? If it's not the right word, it's going to be the right word, because that's the word that keeps coming to mind. So there must be some significance in it, that it begins to take root and germinate. And you keep putting the poop on it, the fertilizer, the manure on it, and watering it. And you know how in the summertime, everybody's trying to compete and see whose grass looks the best. And you have, once one neighbor starts mowing the lawn, then the other neighbor will start mowing the lawn for the purpose of making sure that it looks good. We can't be so concerned about our neighbors and their lawn when we really need to be focused on ours. And I don't know who it was today talking about competition. Oh, it was Tasha Crawford McLaughlin. She was talking about staying focused on what you're doing. And we should be focused on what we're doing and less concerned about what other people do. I look at, how many times have you looked at what other people are doing and it seems as though they're thriving in these spaces and they're doing so well, when we really don't know the full story? We don't know how long they've been at that, but it shouldn't even matter, because our focus should only be on our lawn and what we're doing with it. So that means if your lawn happens to be investing in children, young people, women, men, business owners, coaches, entrepreneurs, whatever, let that be your lawn and let that be what you focus on. If it's authors, let it be focused on authors. Stay focused on whatever is in your lawn that you need to be concerned with in this springtime. So I'm pivoting. So I don't know if I'll come back on and say I quit my job and anything else behind it, because I am pivoting. It is time to pivot. I am out of the fall and moving through winter into the spring. So that's where I am today. So just think about that. Just take what applies to you, put it in your back pocket, gnaw on it, whatever you need to do. Just make sure you connect with that. Let that resonate with you as you stop looking around at what others are doing and just make sure that your lawn is exactly the way it's supposed to be. So until tomorrow, because I will be on tomorrow, I will, wrap it up. So again, I quit my job, wrote a book, wrote books, have books. Books are there. The seeds have been planted. Now it's time to let them grow. So that is all that I have to share with you. Again, I hope that this blessed you. Again, #replay, like, subscribe, heart, comment. What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you. Again, my name is Keishan. I am your human resource. I help people see the possibilities in what they think is impossible. I am disrupting HR, disrupting leadership, and I hope that this just disrupted you. Until tomorrow, take care. God bless.